Hello, everyone. This is my first time recording, and it's kinda messy if I story long enough in a Reddit post. So here we are. I will start, and this is a Reddit post I have searched on, and I want to read it to you. And it's been 3 years ago, and it's titled "I know nobody asked, but hey, here's a long, too much information story." So, about 2 weeks ago, I told my perfect, written by a woman boyfriend I wanted to press pause. He respected my decision, and then he wanted to say what he feels too. So, he came to pick me up with a classical boo basket, but with a twist. To be clearer, he gave me boo basket a lot before the break, so it kinda his thing. And I told him I wanted to fly to Greece for Christmas like a week before this convo. And guess what did I found as an extra in the basket? Tickets to freaking Greece. So yeah, he said he knew we were on a break and he respects that but he also knew I was the one and we will be back together before Christmas. So boy, he was right. I could even last till Thanksgiving. So anyways, back to the story. This past few weeks was very rainy and my parents weren't in the town. I don't have my driver's license yet, and the driver was with my parents. I was hanging out with my friend. He dropped me off to my pilot's lesson, but since it takes 2 hours, I told him not to wait. So here we are. I was completely sore from pilot's shaky legs, thin clothes, getting out of the building, and wondering how the hell I'm going to home. So I did a shitty thing. I texted him. I know, it's bad, but I only contacted him because I needed him, but I miss him too. Okay, so he was not the only one I could ask. I wanted to see him. It was weird not having him. I was constantly sad and helpless. I don't know. He says I will be there in 5, so I wait. He comes into the building holding an umbrella, takes my bag, gives me the umbrella, and starts walking. I don't know, but what I was expecting, but this was not it. He also seemed to be tired and unhappy, and that made me feel really guilty. He barely looked at my face and didn't say a word. We got into the car and he started driving as soon as I put my seatbelt on. It's like a 5 minutes drive. I was really emotional seeing him after a long time, so I knew it was only for 5 minutes. So I started crying, and very mature of me. Anyways, I turned my back and started playing with my hands. He also started breathing heavily, and then he said no. All of a sudden, and started turning the car around. I looked at him and asked what he was doing, and he said no again. Before I could ask again, he said, "You." How stressed I was to not gonna be able to properly say happy birthday to you. It was in 2 days. It was hell. I was thinking about you constantly, trying to figure out how to make your day as you wish. If you wanted me at your party or not, I made 5 different boo baskets because I didn't know what were we at. I didn't know if we broke up, friends, or together. I did not know if you needed help with your midterms. So just to be safe, I took Python lessons. Whoa, Python lessons. A IT student, and on top of my C++ and Java. I bought the latest midterm preps of your schools. I just hoping you to say you need me. I tried to understand what I did wrong. I really did. It's driving me crazy. I don't know what to do anymore. It's obviously not to word to word. He remained silent for a few minutes and kept driving until we arrived to the seaside drive through we used to go. He stopped the car, faced me. I could not keep it in, and I just went ahead and kissed him. We were both crying during the kiss, and I broke it off after a while to talk. I said something like, I'm sorry, I love you, I really do, but everything was just overwhelming, and I felt stuck. School, club managing, my internship, I just thought it would be easier. I don't know, just. I'm sorry for texting you and kissing you. I don't know what to do, say, or do. I love you. I do. I don't want to live without you. I don't want to live without you. I don't know why I thought this will be a good idea. I'm so sorry. He said we talked about it and he was trying his best to make me feel comfortable. I told him, I know and I appreciate that. He said, let's just put this behind us and just be ourselves. I told him I like that and happily ever after. Oh, I love him. So, next part. So, another story is about 2 years ago. I would like to feel positive stories of people who took forever to get over their breakup. I know this didn't sound too optimistic, but it's been 7 months now since my breakup and I can't move on. We were together for 2 years, lived together for one. He was my first love, ex, everything, which is probably why I'm finding it so hard to move on. I had a lot of good new things in my life that I should look forward to, but it's just blank, and life often feels like alternate reality. I have been to therapy too, so I think time is the only thing I have left. At the beginning, I was at least hopeful, reading stories of people 3, 5, 6 months into the breakup, all saying how much better they finally feel. And I absolutely don't, and it feels like it's gonna be last forever. So I would like to hear stories of people who felt this way too, who took fer- who took forever to heal, but then one day they just did. To be honest, that is really the kind of optimism I need. So here's a comment. I will read it for you guys. So it's about 2 years ago. So break up after 5 months. Still feel like I need to say goodbye. So I hope anyone sees this. This girl and I were together in Australia for 4 weeks, and I met her halfway. We like each other, and things went uphill very fast. I'm not that type of guy who just fucks and girl and hop from one to the other, so I'm very careful. I never had something with girls because I think my interests weren't always there, and I was not good at clicking with girls. When I was 20 years old, finally in Australia, clicked with this girl and everything was so natural. After a week or so of getting to know each other, we did well, you know. After we had done everything, I had the best week of my life. And the last night, when I left, we hugged for like 40 minutes, and I never cried so much as that night. Unfortunately, I needed to go home to Netherlands because my school started again. She is also from Netherlands, but she was 1 year older and didn't had school anymore, and she was already there the whole winter from December until April. I only 4 weeks of February on the last night I asked, what now? How's the future looking? Because I didn't want this spark just to go out. She told me it was probably going to be difficult because God gave me a girl who lives 200 kilometers away from you. Oh no, it's so long. On the other side of the country. Anyways, when I came back, we called like 27 days out of 30 and messaging with love as well. Then she came back and I could only come by in the weekend because of school. She said that it probably was not possible to meet because she had all these appointments in weekends and she is a busy girl and she had work as well in weekends. So our schedule didn't match that good. I'm sure that I love her more than me. She loved me. But it's not that she had no interest. She really had. Then she went on to skiing week in Australia again and I could go. After that in the summer, she always go to the surfing camp and I already had planned to go to Portugal. Also 3 months we never saw each other again. The Netherlands. I asked her, "What now?" And I wanted to know if she really loved me and asked if she could be more clear and that I needed to be a priority as well. So we called one night and she responded on my question that she thought, although she liked me, that we are going to have time together to get to know each other and that our lives just are too far apart from each other. That night was a goodbye and my heart was broken. In 5 months, farther now, after that last night, I have cried so much. I don't even know what to do. I had a father of a good friend of mine who I knew well pass away due to cancer. I could even cry. I swear my body is just out of tears. I guess I have tried training which helps a bit, just having the strong mentality and using that pain as a fuel. And I went on 10 weeks vacation to leave my thoughts behind and go do something I love, like surfing to clear my head. But every time I'm lying in that damn bed at night, I feel that pain again. It's of course less than in the beginning. Luckily, I would not survive, I think. But it's still there. I still miss her so much. So, conclusion and question. Now you know my story and hope you understand me. Now my question is, I feel like when the opportunity is there, I just need to drive past whenever I can or when I'm already close and just give her a hug. Like a real goodbye. Could also be that we first go do something. We are not real friends because I don't like that concept after loving each other. But I see her still as a very lovely girl who did nothing wrongs and clicks with my character and the other way around and we could be friends in another universe. If yeah, I just feel like I needed to say goodbye in a real way instead of just goodbye on a FaceTime. I asked many people for help, but they all just said it was only a week. Just get over here. Just get over here. They didn't even know how her amazing personality she was and still is. So another story that I have gone by is 2 years ago. This is another story. I dated my last partner for 5 years and lived together the entire time. He was my third BF at that time, and I felt like I could look at him and see that he held all the qualities I wanted in a man. I was his first girlfriend, and it ignored my gut instinct that he will figure out what he liked and didn't like through me. The truth always has its way of surfacing. After 5 years, he admitted to feeling like he was settling and he wanted to explore the dating scene more. Plus, we had grown distant. We're not the most compatible partners. We rarely ever fought, but doesn't necessarily equate to compatibility. After the split, I felt like my world had ended. Truly my first heartbreak, but as time passed, I began to feel so thankful for the experience. I learned to lean on myself. I learned that I will always have my back, the best in a storm. that always be the one holding myself together. I learned that I had actually taken much of the good things with me, my work ethic. I would cook plus clean our place, and I ended up realizing that he was kinda bad company, that the relationship had grown so stale, and at times tense that it took a strain on my spunk, and that many of my fun or good qualities became often overlooked. So, removing myself from that environment dynamic brought much of it back, and with that, it came self love and newfound confidence. I know I carried myself well throughout the actual breakup, and it acted as a reminder that I am a classy and mature. Throughout my first year, on my own, I allowed myself to sob and feel, but I led with radical acceptance. Just having to accept that things were what they now were, and I took accountability for lots of parts in it all. And that accountability kinda acts as a superpower of control. When my split happened, a few family and friends told me that it will get better, and that isn't what I wanted to hear. A world has ended. I for you, and I am so sorry that it did. Allow yourself to mourn the person you once loved, the life you once had, the future you thought you have, and that love past version of yourself that you no longer are. There's so many lessons in this experience you can take into your new ones. So if you decide to learn and grow from this, I promise you things will be better. But right now they aren't, and you should ignore or stuff away any of those feelings. Allow yourself to experience this phase of your life so you can move through it and pass it fully. It's been over 2 years now, and don't get me wrong, things come to mind, but I have developed a very good understanding that the man I once adored died in a sense, and that he ultimately wasn't even the man I thought he was. So there's no one to have my back. I just know the kind of man I want to find. Random little lesson, but very important when dating again. Actions matter more than words. Ooh, powerful quote, I guess. A person of integrity will match their actions to their words, and that's someone you can trust your heart with again. When you're ready, good luck. It truly does get better. You have a chance to rebuild and restart. Okay, so that's all we have to read for today, and I hope you have a good time listening to, to our story, reading Reddit posts. So I hope we have a good understanding, and I'm sorry if my voice is kind of shaky since it's my first time narrating a story. So please do, and thank you for listening, guys.